Towns, are you excited to see Tela? Your big little sister Tela? Hi everyone. Good morning. Today we are heading up to visit our daughter Tela. She is buried in upstate New York. It's about a 2.5-hour drive up there. This is a long time coming, this visit. We haven't seen her in over 2 years. We usually visit her every year, at least once a year, and bring her flowers and just sit at the cemetery and stuff. But because of COVID and because Towns, our son, was born during flu season, we didn't want to leave the house. And then COVID came, we didn't want to leave the house. So we haven't been able to see her in a couple of years, which it breaks my heart, and I feel so guilty about it. So I'm really relieved that we're going today. My best friend actually surprised me, and while she was pregnant with twins, she just on Tela's birthday went to go visit the cemetery and give her flowers and stuff. And she doesn't live close. She's also a couple hours away. It was the nicest thing anybody has ever done for me and probably ever will do for me. That was the best surprise I've ever gotten. But we are right now, Cody is inside of the flower shop. He's picking up flowers, and then we will start driving up. Tela is buried in a cemetery where some of my other family is buried. And I didn't necessarily bury her there because of that. We buried her there because that's also where my country house is. A place where I grew up going to on the weekends for my whole life. And I always knew that it was somewhere I would come back to. Because we move around a lot, so we're kind of like nomads, and I just knew that that was somewhere we would always come back to visit, so I always knew that we would see her. She would never be too far. But the hard thing about it is that when we had Tela's funeral, we stayed at my country house, and it was a very, very traumatic experience for me. It's hard to even talk about. I can't even explain in words how it was. I can't even explain it in words how traumatic it was for me, but it was a horrible, horrible time for a lot of different reasons. Obviously, I lost my daughter, but there's more. It was so much more than that also, and it was just too much for me to handle. So I have not been back to my country house since then. My father and I are working on our relationship. We're on much better terms now. I didn't talk to him for a couple of years after that happened, and I started reconciling our relationship when I was towards the end of my pregnancy with Towns. So I've been very, very anxious about this trip because of that. But I'm very, very excited to see my daughter and bring her flowers. And we brought her this little teddy bear. My friend who lost her daughter also, who lives around us, I went with her to visit her daughter at the cemetery, and I brought her one of these also. So I got one for Tela, and now they can have matching best friend bears. And this is also the first time that Towns is visiting Tela, and we call her his big little sister. So it's his first time seeing where his big little sister is buried. So it's kind of a big day for me, and I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I was super emotional yesterday. I didn't think I was going to be this emotional. I feel better today because we're just going, but yesterday I couldn't stop crying. So start our journey and go see our little girl. Oh, my smush. Want to do it with me, buddy?
Oh, you gonna help Mommy?
Okay, we be gentle, gentle.
Yeah.
Hold it from here. Good job. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Now we put it down. Down, down, down. Good job, buddy. Right there. Right there. Good job. The bear for Tela. Can you say Tela? Can you say Tela? He almost said it this morning.
Oh yeah?
Okay, put your bear down. Good job, buddy. Oh, maybe we'll make the bear sit like this. So sweet, so sweet. Aww. Good job, buddy.
Good job, bud.
So we just finished at the cemetery. My dad met us there, and I didn't film that. But we also went and gave flowers for my grandfather's grave. And now we're on our way to my country house. And we're excited for Towns to see it. Towns to see where I grew up for the first time. And also pretty nervous about it. But it's the only house remaining where I grew up. My mom sold my other house where I grew up in New York City. So this country house is the only one that remains from my childhood. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's something that I dreamed about when I was a kid, having my kids there. So that's really exciting, but as I mentioned before, I have some anxiety about going back. So hopefully all goes well.
Did you have fun in the pool? Hmm.